Hey, welcome back to A-Aron Reacts, and we're back for another Lucy Thomas. Now, if you're a member, you'll probably get this right away, but if you're not, there's going to be a multiple day delay, perhaps even in a week, before when I did Silent Night with Lucy and Martha Thomas, and I'm doing this Don't Walk Away Lucy Thomas reaction. So just an FYI on that. But as I'm recording this, and the whole reason I mentioned that is not to promote the channel, which is always cool and fun, but that got me a little bit emotional. And so now I'm about to dive into this. So, you know, I'm a little bit on edge because that Lucy and Martha Thomas duet was just something else. And I pressed stop and I just loaded this up and it's been like 3 minutes since I did it. So I'm a little bit already still hung up on that. So without further ado, let's dive right into this one. Don't Walk Away. And I'll link to that one here as well. So here we go. Oh. It just occurred to me, I failed to mention the whole intro to this, which I think is crucial. That my understanding is this is her original. Now, I did look it up, and it shows a whole bunch of different people wrote the music and the lyrics and so forth. So it looks like she worked with a team of people, you know, to put this together. But it also won a songwriting award in UK for 2024. So definitely looking forward to this, and this came highly recommended by many of you. I got emails, I got multiple comments on multiple things, and because of the holidays and stuff, I actually almost forgot, but when I saw it yesterday from someone reminding me again, that reminded me to make sure I do this, so I'm definitely looking forward to it.
The light is fading, I'm losing track of time. Still searching for the words to say, to make things right, to change your mind. You say it's over, it's time for you to leave. How can this be the end for us when there's still hope? Oh, can't you see? I still remember the days when we first met.
Hold up. I gotta bring that back. Oh my goodness. Woo! Alright, there's a ton to unpack here. I want to start though with the last thing in mind before I forget. The whole reason I stopped here, I wanted to keep playing, but I want to stop here, is just the cinematography, her look, her acting when it switched. And I still remember here as we go into this verse, it completely shifts on you and you get this very nostalgic feel, not only with the music, but her singing, her look, and again, the cinematography. Brilliant. Everything just changed up. Brilliant. So we'll go back and listen to that transition when we continue here. But, okay. So first and foremost, when it first opened up, I got very much a kind of like wind beneath my wings vibe musically with it. And the melody actually takes you kind of further along that line until it gave me real vibes of Lara Fabian, a way that she flipped up into the upper register and so forth. Very indicative of some of the writing of Lara Fabian. Now, I'm not trying to compare her to other artists. This is literally a reaction, so it's what was going through my mind as I was hearing it. Now, her vocal delivery, her performance overall, right? She is really making you feel the impact of this, right? It's like, don't walk away, don't give up. There's so much here, right? And she's making you feel each and every word with this just masterful vocal performance. And I'm loving this song. I'm loving the key changes here, or not key changes, but the chord progression as well, which seems relatively straightforward, a minor key, but there's a very major feel, and we'll look at the chords later. I might have to pull up my keyboard and just analyze it a little bit. relatively basic, but it's moving pretty quickly along. Okay, so let's get back to this. Fantastic. Looking straight at the camera. Now she looks off, the camera changes.
The days when we first met, when everything seemed possible, those precious times I can't forget, no. And though the memories may fade, I still can see there has to be a chance for us, that all's not lost for you and me. Don't walk away, don't leave behind love that we once knew. Oh, just
nice harmony.
can we find a way through the heartache and the pain? Find love again. Don't break my heart with so much to fight for. Don't break my heart when we were so much more. How can this love just fade away? I'd be so lost without you beside me. I'd be so lost without a love to guide me. If only I could make you see there's still a chance for you and me.
Oh, her body language there. Oh my gosh, look at that body language. I mean, obviously her singing is epic, but look at her body language for you and me. Like just, oh my goodness.
If only I could make you see there's still a chance for you and me. The light is fading, I'm losing
Again, that
track of
reminiscent.
time. Still
I don't think it's possible. I know I just paused, but I don't think it's possible to have a purer, more clean, crisp, clear, perfect sound than what you hear right here with this new verse.
the light is fading, I'm losing track of time.
Oh,
Still searching for the words to say, to make things right, to change your mind. Don't walk away. Don't leave behind the love that we once knew. Won't you stay? Can we find a way through the heartache and the pain? Find love again. Don't walk away.
ooh. I want to hear that ending again.
Can we find a way through the heartache and the pain? Find love again. Don't walk away.
We talked about body language. Again, look at her as she's saying, don't walk away. She's shaking her head no, like, just don't do it. Don't do it. Resist it.
Don't walk away.
Wow, 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 wow. And so that's something that learn in sales and persuasion, right? Like suggestive selling, right? And it actually works with kids as well, by the way. Like if you've got kids and, you know, you can say something and like, you know, do you think that, and actually I'll talk about this separately, but there may be more than one culture, but culture I'm aware of is Indian culture, but we'll talk about that separately. But, you know, you can actually, you know, say, you know, would you like to go to the store today? Right? And as I'm saying it, I'm shaking my head yes, because I want them to go in that case. I'm suggestively selling that. Now, there's an actual technical term for suggestive selling in like restaurants and service industry and stuff like that, but it's the same concept. I'm recommending something, but here I'm doing it through gestures, body language. Here she's doing it with her vocal performance, right? She's suggesting no, don't walk away. And that hits you subconsciously. Often people don't know why they feel, right? There's an old saying, it's one of the most powerful things that I've ever heard. And in fact, I taught this in a training and people said it was one of the most powerful lines they heard. It wasn't mine, but it's such a powerful thing is, right? People may not remember what you say, but they'll always remember how you make them feel, right? And that subconscious feeling is based on everything we see and hear, not just what we're listening to with her performance, but her eye contact, the way that she looks off to the side when she's actually imagining something, the way that she's shaking her head no as she's saying don't walk away, the way that she's saying walk with me, or come with me, or whatever the lyric was, she's gesturing that. All these little subtleties that she's doing is absolute mastery. And then on top of that, vocally, she adds in all of these vocal inflections that are often minor minor techniques, essentially, to embellish it, to emphasize certain words, or to lay it off, or to create different feelings, right? Different sentiments. She leverages different tones and timbres of her voice. She leverages the different ranges and the way that you can sing a note, the same note, right? What feels more high versus lower, and it's still the same note, right? So she adjusts that however she feels fit. And absolutely epic writing. No wonder this one. The lyrics are relatively simple, but the combination of the lyrics with the melodic line in this chord progression, which incidentally, let me pause for just a moment. Yeah, and so I did take a quick look at the chords. I have my keyboard in my other room. I'm working on redoing my office and everything, so apologies. So I can't actually let you hear it. So this might be for those that are maybe somewhat musically inclined, but probably not as much for those that aren't as much. So apologies. I would love to let you hear it, but we can't at this moment. But it is a minor key, which gives it that somber, melodramatic tone. Right? Like it's set in F minor, so it gives it that kind of sad feel, remorseful, and so forth. So that matches, right? That matches the theme, the tone, and so forth. But what's interesting is you hear her pick up her voice in a lot of moments where she's really bursting, she's belting, and she's actually emphasizing certain words lyrically. I have to go back to the lyrics, but there's certain points in it where you could hear it where she flips up and she belts and so forth, where it switches to a driving major going back to that minor. So it lifts you up and major's more of a happy feel. Now it's just a single chord in that case. It's a typical standard musical progression where you go from 5 to 1, but it becomes a major into that minor, which again is not uncommon, but the way it's used here lifts and changes that sentiment of the music just for that minor moment where it's quite somber, don't walk away and so forth. But then there's moments of hope. There's moments of influence and inspiration. There's moments of where you're trying to grab that person and drag them along, right? There's so much emotion wrapped into the way that these chord progressions, the chord structure is.
Still searching for the words to say, to make things right, to change your mind. You say it's over. How can this be the end for us when there's still hope? Oh, can't you see? Don't walk away. Those precious times I can't forget. All's not lost for you and me.
Along with the melody. So it's quite clever, and I get and understand why it won an award. I love the musical, the music, the composition. That's the word I'm looking for. And of course, her delivery was first class. And as always with her, even though it's often basic, but the quality of her videos is always, top notch, 4K and so forth. But the cinematography here, slight little subtle shifts and things to that effect made a huge difference. They really did. Her body posture and language matched that. This is just world class. World class. There's one piece, but I'm not going to say that it takes away from it. It's just, I think it can make it even better. That's it. Like it's just a thought, right? Is I feel like the drums here are a little bit too basic, right? Like that beat is a little too common or too mainstream. I think if you shifted that up or maybe introduced some different rhythms to it, or maybe a couple different sections rhythmically, maybe even a couple different instrumentation, I think it could spruce it up a little bit. But, you know, keeping it simple obviously showcases her voice, and it was clearly a deliberate choice, right? So what the hell do I know? I'm not the one winning awards performing this incredible performance, so I'll shut up there on that. But that was a thought I had. Regardless, I want to say thank you for the recommendation. There's no doubt this is stellar, world class, fantastic. I'll leave it at that. Thank you much. Go ahead and like this video and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. And consider joining this channel to support it and also to get early access to videos, because as I mentioned, this is probably going to be available for several days, if not a week, before you see it. Members will see it. So, and there's 2 different levels, and goes to the higher level first and so forth. So regardless, I know that's not for everybody. I appreciate you, and happy holidays. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.